So the Senate just voted on the Epstein files release, and now it's going to go to Trump to sign, and they're expunging Republican names as we speak. But what we're about to discover is very scorpionic, as Mercury is about to go back into the sign of Scorpio now, where it actually was from October 6th through October 29th. This is when Mercury was direct and first toured the Scorpio. So now it's going back to Scorpio. So expect a vibe shift first off. Sag is more blunt, a big picture, say it like it is energy, whereas Scorpio is deep, investigative, read between the lines kind of energy with more introspection and emotional clarity emerging from the recent chaos. So in Scorpio, first let's talk about what it's gonna encounter as it goes back into Scorpio. So first, we have Uranus at 29 degrees of Taurus. So immediately it's gonna oppose Uranus and Taurus. It's the signature for sudden news, reversals, and truths revealed. So expect surprises and plot twists as this happens right immediately as it enters Scorpio in about an hour or so. And then it's gonna conjoin on the 20th. It's gonna conjoin the Sun and Moon. Normally, like when it conjoins the Sun, the retrograde Mercury, then things start to clarify a little bit from the beginning of the retrograde when it was kind of just everything was murky. But this time there's going to be a new moon in Scorpio, so that's going to be the big signature for that new moon is going to be this Mercury right on both the Sun and the Moon, this retrograde Mercury in Scorpio. So the big themes to focus on with Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is first off, like as I said, October 6th to the October 29th, you might want to revisit conversations from that time and correct what was left unsaid or misunderstood. Probe motives, yours and others, and put rumors under a microscope. Scorpio is a sign concerned with depth and emotional excavation. Long buried feelings and unresolved stories can come up now. Give them space and honest attention. Review joint finances, debts, taxes, inheritances, investments, and energetic give and take in close bonds. Notice where control, manipulation, or secrecy sneak in and course correct towards transparency. And this aligns with Scorpio's penchant for exposing hidden motives. I would say change passwords, tighten permissions, and review who has access to sensitive files or finances. Scorpio rules what's hidden. Retrogrades uncover these leaks. It's a prime time for background digging, therapy, shadow work, and finishing investigations. Follow the paper trail until you get to the root cause. That's something very Scorpionic. Practical, and Mercury in Scorpio is more like the detective. So in terms of your detective checklist, I say audit money matters, reconcile statements, revisit loan terms, renegotiate shared expenses. I said that the password thing, enable 2FA if you haven't already. Review contracts and commitments. If something feels off, slow down and ask follow-up questions and clarify clauses. Don't force decisions under pressure with this Mercury retrograde. I'd say follow the threads, reopen old files, emails, or DMs for missed details. Track timelines and trails to connect the dots. Have courageous and calm talks. Aim for honesty without power plays. Scorpio's retrograde can intensify control vibes if we're not mindful, so be mindful. Okay, so with regards to communications and relationships, lead with curiosity, not accusation. Scorpio's precision helps you find the truth, but keep your tone measured. Mercury in Scorpio retrograde can feel intense and, if unchecked, manipulative. Steer toward candor with care. And don't force clarity. Give conversations and negotiations room to breathe. Answers settle in with time during this phase. So some reflection prompts, if you want things to reflect on, is what truth have I suspected but not confirmed, and what questions will help me verify it? Where do my money or energy exchanges feel unequal, murky, or bound by old agreements? Which emotions keep resurfacing, and what boundary or repair would honor them now? What detail did I rush past earlier that deserves a second look? Rituals and practices you might want to do. Write a forgiveness or release letter to a person, a past version of you, or a situation, and then store it or symbolically let it go. This is especially potent under Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Research over acting. That's another key thing about this Mercury's time in Scorpio. Use this window to investigate, brainstorm, and refine. A brilliant fix or clean break may reveal itself when you slow down and look under the hood. Journal, obviously, and therapy, friendly window. Depth work lands now. Note insights and patterns as they merge. And if you can, definitely pause on major contracts, tech purchases, and irreversible commitments until after Mercury stations direct on November 29th, 2025. Then ease through the short shadow integration period as Mercury moves forward again. And I believe the shadow is from 29th of November until December 11th. I'll verify on that, and I'll fix this part of the video if that's not the case. Also, pause on snap judgments. If emotions spike, step back. Clarity improves with time right now. So basically, from now until the 29th, Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, detective mode, research, review, reveal, and repair. And then after the 29th of November, it stations direct in Scorpio. And during that time, you're going to be integrating insights and finalizing decision. And then once it clears its shadow, it's going to be, then you move forward, then you act on what you need to act on. So let's see. And then around this new moon period, which is basically these days leading up to the new moon in Scorpio, you want to use that for intention setting and a Kazemi style clarity window, like draft a new narrative, but finalize after Mercury clears the most chaotic hours. And then obviously expect edits, resend requests, and reconciliation of numbers. Begin implementing and signing items after you see the post-station dust settle. And also, if you want to journal on these prompts, like what truth am I avoiding that would simplify everything if faced? Which shared commitments need clearer terms or better safeguards? What am I ready to release so that my attention is no longer fragmented? So that, in addition to the earlier prompts that I gave you, that should give you plenty to reflect on during this retrograde period. And I wish you all a happy new moon in Scorpio. Until next time, thank you for listening.